All right, let's do some standing practices today. So first we'll start, of course, with our warm-ups for our spines. So feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead, sitting bones down, shoulders relaxed. Activate your core toward your spine and up and get that posture activated and the spine supported. Relax your arms, spread your toes, and stretch your head toward the ceiling. Take a few breaths in and exhale, releasing stress. And just focus on your yoga perspective internally as we begin. Inhale, arms again to shoulder level, stretch to the front, hands clasped or fingertips meeting at the front. Inhale out to the front all the way with the shoulders down, and then clasp your hands behind you. Lift your heart, stretch your head back, feel that back bend, and pivot over as you relax. So come on all the way as deeply as you want with your hands up and your head down. Move your chin around, release your neck, and bend your knees slightly. Lift your ribs, drop your sitting bones, and wind from the bottom of the spine all the way up into another little back bend. Shoulders down, stretch your spine, and don't forget to breathe. And then inhale upright, release your arms, take a moment feeling what's going on as you respond. And again, arms up, hands to your heart, stretch to the front, and clasp behind you the opposite way. Push your hands down as you lift your heart, feel that expansion across your chest, and then pivot on over as you exhale. Again, only as deeply as you need to go. Stretch through the spine, lift your sitting bones, stretch your legs, and again, wind your way up. Slowly work your way into the upper body for your back bend, dropping your shoulders, stretching your head away. Spread your toes. Inhale upright, release your arms, and we'll do our sides. So arms out, palms to the ceiling, hands over your shoulders and clasp them. Bring the arms back by your ears, stretch out, and keep your body straight as you lean to the side. Push the foot you're leaning away from down and feel those ribs stretch apart. Make sure you're not leaning forward or backward, and relax. And then inhale back to the center, shoulders down, and switch your hands. And again, bring your arms by your ears. Stretch everything straight and lean to the other side. And again, maximize for your body as you stretch those ribs out and the whole side of your body, spine moving laterally. And then inhale back upright and back into mountain pose. Feel your sides more activated and stretch your spine apart for our twist. Arms at shoulder level, spread your toes, palms up, hands over your shoulders. Just clasp your elbows. Stretch and exhale to one side. Spread your toes again, get the weight on both feet. Keep it that way as you pivot over. So coming in the twist into that forward position, only as far as you need to. Legs straight as much as you can. And again, weight on both feet as evenly as you can. And then slowly work your way up and lift your heart. Remember, upper body only for the back bend. Don't overwork your low back. Inhale upright, exhale around to the center and switch your arms. And again, stretch apart, turn to the opposite side. Take a moment and breathe, and then pivot on over as you exhale. Again, keep the weight on both feet, relax, lift your sitting bones, feel what's going on through your whole body. And when you're ready, inhale your way up, and another upper body only back bend. Stretch it out, relax the shoulders, and don't forget to breathe. And again, on an inhalation, come up and turn back to the center. Bring your arms up into extended mountain, shoulders down, sitting bones down, core active. Feel that stretch. Sink evenly into your feet. Keep your arms by your ears as you pivot forward. Push the sitting bones back and stretch. And drop into ragdoll. One more time, pull in deeper if you want with your hands behind your legs, feeling that stretch on the back of your body. And then arms to the center. And again, roll slowly back into mountain pose. Take a moment as you get there, feel what's going on for you. Spread your toes out. And we'll do our balance. So ankle, knee, hip, shoulder lined up. Activated core, shoulders back and down, shoulder blades towards your waist, ground to the ceiling. Sink into that activated foot, feeling those roots all the way across the base of your toes. And then bring your other foot up as far as it wants to go today. Find your balance and circle your ankle. Keep that ankle flexible, work it around. And then bring it back down to the floor, shifting, checking your alignment, making sure everything is working for you, including that core supporting your spine. Shoulders back, spread your toes. And again, as you're ready, bring your other foot up. Take a moment to find your balance and stability. And once more, work your ankles. Take a moment, breathing. Turn and stretch, straightening it out, and put your foot back to mountain pose. Take a breath and relax. Hands to your heart. Inhale up and thumbs behind you for a nice back bend as you gaze at those hands. Remember, don't lift your chin too high. Stretch your neck. Swan dive forward, coming all the way over. Another ragdoll, hands up under your knees, stretching that halfway up position, everything straight. Back down into ragdoll, coming back up, hands to the ceiling, and another little back bend, and back to your heart. Release into mountain pose and step your feet apart. So we're doing Warrior 1, which is the one where we turn our whole body. So don't forget, you want to keep all those hip bones as even as you can as you turn toward the side. So we're going to start in our familiar direction. So go ahead and sink in evenly into those feet, kind of align the heels back at the end of your mat, and then turn your foot 90 degrees. Other foot, heel back and toes forward, and then pulling that back hip up and the front hip back. We're going to turn to face that front foot. So as you go into your warrior foot position, remember those legs are going to stay where they are. Arms out, palms up over your shoulders. And we're going to sink into Warrior 1 with that knee right above the front knee, right above the ankle. So make sure you can see your big toe, but not your little ones. And make sure your leg isn't caving in toward your big toe side or out toward the little toe side. Put the weight on the back foot as evenly as you have the weight into the front foot. So both legs support you evenly. The shoulders and hips are facing the direction of that front foot. Spread your toes on both feet. Get the whole foot supporting you, especially that back leg. Lift your heart slightly and reach the hands up. You can go slightly into a back bend if you love it. Take a breath. Sink into your hips as low as you want to go. So that front thigh can be as low as parallel to the floor, or less, depending on what you're feeling today, how your knees are working. Sink evenly into your legs. They're both supporting you, so don't let one overwhelm the other. And then bring your hands to your heart, straighten your front knee, turn to the front, and release. So you're back in your straddle position so that we can, of course, balance and go to the other side. So again, turning that opposite foot to the side, heel back and toes forward, pull the back hip around and the front hip back. So both your shoulders and hips should be facing that end of the mat. Take a moment and breathe. And again, relax your shoulders, bring your arms overhead, and bend that front knee as you come into your Warrior 1 position. So remember, Warrior 1 builds heat. So expect to get that core, especially around the solar plexus in the middle of your belly, feeling like it's working along with those legs. Make sure that back foot is supporting you as much as the front one. Make sure your hips are evenly sinking toward the floor. And again, you can clasp your hands overhead, look slightly up for a little upper body back bend as you're in your Warrior 1 in this version. Take a breath, sink those hips down. And again, you can bring your hands down to your heart, releasing your hands, straightening the front knee, and turning the feet back forward. Take a moment as you get back into your straddle position and relax. So we're going to do a variation, but still going into Warrior 1. So you're still going to be shifting those hips around along with the feet. So take a moment to sink evenly into your feet. We're pivoting at the hips, coming forward, and bring your hands all the way down to the floor. So if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's okay. And then we're going to bend your knees slightly and walk your hands over toward the one side as you turn your feet so that the foot in the front is going all the way to the side, and you're doing that heel back toes forward position with that foot behind you. And then bend your front knee right over your ankle. Take your hands and sweep them up and pull those hips around into your Warrior 1 parallel to each other toward the side position. Again, you can clasp your hands above you if you like, with the hands going slightly back and the chest lifting, keeping those shoulders again facing the front, sinking evenly into the hips as you bring your body into your warrior squat position. Take a breath. Make sure that knee is right above your ankle and it's not caving in or out. Push into that back leg as much as the front. And again, as you exhale, bring those hands back down. And we're going to again walk to the center, turning the feet as you go and stretching that spine nice and long in that pivot position. Bending your knees if you need it and stretching long through the spine. And of course, yeah, we're balancing the body going to the opposite side. So again, get those feet ready and bend your knees slightly as you walk the hands to the opposite side of that other foot, turning the feet as you go. Bring that heel down behind you in that angled position. Again, situate your feet, make sure everything's working, get that knee right above your ankle. Sweep the hands forward and bring your body up. Shoulders and hips facing that end of the mat. Again, you can clasp the hands for a little upper body back bend. Spread your toes, sink evenly into both feet, really push into that back leg as much as the front. Hips coming around so that back hip is coming forward and the front hip is coming back. Sink down with the hips, up with the heart. Stretch your spine long, don't crunch your neck, and breathe. And again, stay in those positions longer on your own. We're bringing the hands back on either side of that front foot, keeping the knees slightly bent as we turn back to the center. Stretching long, bring your hands to your legs, pull your body in, keeping the back flat, and then pivot your body straight up, sliding those hands up as you come back into your straddle position and step into mountain pose. Take a breath, exhaling any stress or tension. And we're going to step to the end of the mat and come into our warrior one more time from the traditional position. So we're starting in mountain pose at the side of the mat. Core activated, shoulders back and down, stretch your crown to the ceiling. And take a moment to breathe. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale toward the ceiling, thumbs coming back for your back bend, and then swan dive over all the way, hands toward the floor, and slide up into your halfway up position. Hands right under your knees, on your shins, elbows, knees, spine straightening. Bend your knees slightly, bringing the hands down under your shoulders all the way to the floor, and we're stepping the right foot back. So we're coming into our warrior straddle. So bend your front knee right above the ankle. Make sure that toe area of that front foot is facing straight to the side. And make sure that that back foot is heel, back, and toes angled toward the side, long side of the mat. Pull that back hip way around and then sweep up into your warrior two, or your warrior one, sorry. So remember, both hips face the side, both shoulders face the side. And again, you can clasp your hands overhead into that gentle back bend. Arms by your ears, fingertips reaching out, crown to the ceiling, sinking those hips down, pulling that back hip forward and the front hip back. And again, warrior one, building the heat, feeling those legs supporting you. Breathing, making sure that your knee is above your ankle, not caving in or out. Sink evenly into your feet, lift your heart maybe a little bit more, and then bringing your hands all the way back down. Turn your toes to the, or heel up, toes to the floor and back, and then push off and into ragdoll. Take a moment there, and then hands together, coming up into a nice little back bend. Take a breath, exhale and relax. And coming back into mountain pose, just take a moment. And of course, we're going to do that with the other leg back. So again, coming to your mountain pose, just take a moment to relax your shoulders, crown to the ceiling, following your hands up and your thumbs back. Swan dive forward, all the way over. And again, slide the hands up into your halfway up stretch. Take a moment, breathing. Exhale any tension. Push those sitting bones back with the chest toward the floor. Everything straight in your halfway up position, looking down toward the mat. And then bending your knees a little bit, hands right under your shoulders. This time the left foot goes back, angling that one. Toes to the front, heel aligned with the toes, and the knee right above your ankle on the front leg. And again, sweep the hands out and up as you come into your warrior, and pull the back hip forward and the back and the front hip back as you sink evenly into those feet, spreading your toes. Chest forward, shoulders down, and look slightly up, but stretch your neck, don't crunch it. So again, sink into that warrior, check your knee, make sure it's where it needs to be, not sinking one way or the other. Exhale, relax as you're in your warrior. Let the tension out. Check your feet, both feet should support you evenly. Let that shoulder area both face forward. And again, sweeping the hands back down to the floor. Turn your hips, turn your toes, and lift your heel behind you. And push off again into ragdoll. Hands together and inhale to your heart into mountain pose. Take a breath, just relaxing. And sweep your arms up Swan dive forward, hands onto your shins, halfway up stretch. Bend your knees and come all the way to the mat into our child pose transition. Take a breath, just relax as you get all the way down. Deep breath in, just stretch your spine, release those hips, relax the belly. Inhale, sitting up, and bring your legs all the way to the end of the mat. Take a moment getting into your staff position, core activated, stretching up through your spine, and using that activated core, slowly lower your lower back and your shoulders onto the floor. Coming into your corpse position, reclined integration, just take a moment, letting everything relax from that warrior heat as we get ready to, of course, do our twists. So sitting bones slightly toward your heels, bring your arms to T position, palms up or down, we'll do our bent knee twist. Sitting bones all the way down, back just gently pressing in to the mat and bring your heels next to your sitting bones. Again, let the back go down as you lift the feet off the floor, knees right above your hips. You can cross the legs over if you love that low back twist, or just keep them next to each other, whichever you prefer today. Roll the knees over toward the side and turn your head toward that opposite arm for your full twist. So the more the knees go down, pound if you need to. The lower back is in the twist. And the more the shoulders stay down, that middle back stays twisting. And the more your head turns toward that opposite arm, the more your neck is in the twist. So again, gentle where you need to be. Exhale any stress or tension. Just let those knees come as far toward the floor as they're willing to do today. And just exhale, relaxing the ligaments and letting your body maybe go a little deeper into its twist. And then to release, heels toward your hips, rolling onto your back, getting ready to, of course, balance your body, twisting to the opposite side. Take a breath, knees right above the hips, cross the opposite way if you're doing the cross-leg version today. And roll your knees right at hip level toward the floor. Turn your head the other way. And again, just relax those shoulders down, releasing into your twist. So knees going as far toward the floor as they want to today. As your lower back moves into its twist. Head turning for your neck area. Don't overdo it if you've got neck issues. And always keep those shoulders down. Letting your whole body be in your twist. Exhaling and relaxing any stress, releasing, allowing your twist to happen, but not forcing anything. Deep breaths in, just exhale, let it go. And of course, when you're ready for your release, bring your heels toward your hips, rolling onto your back. And your feet to the floor so that we can slide into corpse position for our final relaxation today. Shoulders down, hands palms up, relax across the chest. Everything releasing through those hips. Your toes toward each other and just let them relax. Whole legs softening and sinking after our warriors. Let the legs, the calves, the thighs, everything just release. Allow your body to soften and sink, growing heavier with each breath. Just deepening down into that earth support, letting it go. And with each breath, just let your body relax more completely, belly softening. Let your neck relax, head rolling just gently side to side, letting everything release any tension or tightness from your warriors or anything else. And as your body relaxes deeply into that earth support, just let it go completely. And as you breathe, let the thoughts that come to your mind release. Know that it's the job of your mind to keep producing thoughts. And as you let those thoughts of your body disappear, other thoughts will come to you. Just let them go as well. Breathing, relaxing, loading your mind, allowing thoughts of the past or anticipation of the future just to disappear as easily as your breath, flowing in and flowing out without attention. And just allow your awareness to turn inward, finding the peace within. Deepen into that peace, relax into it, and just dwell in the peace for a few moments. Of course, if that's a good relaxation today, just keep relaxing as long as you have time. If it's time to get ready for the rest of your day, just begin drawing energy and awareness with the breath back to the moment, to the room, to your body. Begin stretching your body gently, however feels good for you today. Breathing more fully and stretching more completely as you are ready to do so. And of course, when you're ready for your final yoga hug of appreciation, sitting bones toward your heels, heels toward your hips, and knees up toward your heart. Wrap your arms around, give yourself that appreciative yoga hug. Let your body know you appreciate its yoga work and the work your body does for you every day. And when you're ready to release, bring your head and feet back to the floor and roll to the side, sitting back up, getting ready for whatever's ahead in your day today. Thanks for joining me.